Yesterday, we broke down the controversy and why I hated Brock Lesnar coming out and being a part of WWE again. That video available now wherever you're consuming this. That's there. Today, I think we have to highlight the performances that were overshadowed, and it's unfortunate that they were because I think there was a lot of really good performances on SummerSlam from Night 1 and Night 2. Let's start with our breakdown of SummerSlam Night 1. WWE Summerslam got headlines for a lot of the wrong reasons, but some excellent performances as well. Let's break it down, starting with Night 1. The show starts with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I thought this match was good. You have about an hour and a half of entrances, but after that, the crowd was really into all four here. Braun Breaker looks like an absolute star with everything that he does, and that is the takeaway every single week that we do one of these, but it's the truth. This guy looked like a real legitimate badass out there, and Bronson Reed, these two just play off each other very effectively. And I think both of these guys have world champion written all over them. They kind of get some retribution after losing this match because it is Roman and Jey getting the win. I did like how well Jey and Roman played off of each other as a tag team and just really kind of solidifying Roman's not this selfish guy anymore. These two can get along and everything is going to be fine with them. So that there is no more hints of anything. It is just Roman and Jey are getting along and everything is good. So I like that part. Speaking of tag teams getting along, it was Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss winning the women's tag team titles from the Judgment Day. I like this tag team a lot of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. The tag team division, I think, needing a bit of a spark. We touched on it a little bit on the live stream yesterday that turned into a Q&A. I thought that Judgment Day keeping the titles would be good for a Liv Morgan return, but you have something in this Charlotte Flair run right now, and the audience finally recognizing that they've been maybe a little hard on her in the past. And Alexa Bliss is kind of the perfect one to tie in with all of that. So I think they're a fun tag team. I think it breathes some life into this tag team division. It's great to have them on Raw now as well. It's a really exciting group, and I think from a match quality standpoint, it was fine. Roxy Perez continues to show that she's awesome, and Raquel Rodriguez is getting better and better in this role, and really, you can start to see that she's kind of figured out what her character is and what it's kind of supposed to be. Just a reminder, we're trying to grow this thing. So while you're watching it, like your mouse probably not that far away from the share button, just click on that and send it to a couple of your friends and a couple people you don't like, just to throw them off a little bit. Sami Zayn against Karrion Kross. This one a bit more heavy on the story, where Karrion Kross wants Sami Zayn to admit that he's a bad guy and that Karrion Kross didn't lie. And Sami Zayn has the opportunity to go to the dark side and use a metal pole thing against, I don't know why I'm blanking on what it's actually called, but against this dastardly Karrion Kross, and he doesn't do it. And so thus good is saved with Sami Zayn getting the win. It is funny that well, no, I couldn't possibly use that weapon. I did attempt to murder Kevin Owens multiple times in a match with him a few months ago, but this would have been a step too far. So sometimes I feel like that is one of the overplayed things in pro wrestling, the babyface who can't possibly. Like, we have the entire story of the championship match for Night 2, kind of based around Cody wasn't going to nail Cena in the head with a belt last time because he was too good for that. And so now you're doing it here just on a lesser scale. I feel like it's overdone a little bit. I understand Karrion Kross has a ton of momentum with fans and everything like that, but this feud did nothing for me. It felt very much like a bit of a detour for Sami Zayn, just a bit of a keep busy thing. Reports are that Karrion Kross's contract has not been renewed. After how this weekend played out, I'm kind of wondering if there's a bit of a work going on with that to keep building up Kross as this kind of internet darling, and then he comes out as a surprise one day to attack somebody and build something there. So I'm not necessarily going to believe that one until we get the Karrion Kross is all elite graphic, but overall this match was okay, and I'm happy that this feud is no longer a thing. Tiffany Stratton against Jade Cargill. We talked about this a little bit yesterday in the Q&A. A little surprised they went this direction with Jade building up to the championship, and I thought, all right, she's the star, she's going to get this one, but maybe not ready for it. And I don't know if I disagree with that. In ring, there's still a little bit of work to go. And obviously, like, Tiffany has some work to go as well. And this character really needs to be refined. Because I have not been overly enthused with a whole lot on this particular run. So this, I think, was the right call. It was a call that surprised me. The match itself was fine. Like, they worked within their limitations very effectively. But yeah, the match was okay. Just not an absolute blowaway, anything that you're falling in love with. But if you're going to go with Stratton, really go with her now and really make her a face of that division and try to figure out what kind of character she really is, because it's not clicking so far. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Maybe a bit more Jelly Roll than we were expecting in this match, but again, crowd ate it up. I think the right guys win with Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I see some criticism online that, oh, well, the bar's a little bit higher now for celebrity wrestlers because of McAfee and Logan Paul and all of that. And it's like, okay, but I feel like expecting Jelly Roll to live up to the Logan Paul standards and the Pat McAfee standards would be like asking Drew McIntyre to go out and just, do what Ricochet does. Go do what the cruiserweights do. Go, like you saw Cruz del Toro doing that thing. Well, the bar's raised now. Why is Drew McIntyre not doing that? I understand, like, wrestlers fall into different categories with luchadors, big men, all these types of things, and celebrities are just celebrities. But Jelly Roll was not going to do any of the stuff that Logan Paul would do. And maybe some of the stuff he did do wasn't perfect, but I thought it was fine for what it was. I did not look at it as critically as a lot of people did. And then we get to the main event, CM Punk taking on Gunther. They go 30 minutes, and this match was excellent. I did wonder if they maybe waited a little bit too long to really build into this match, but once it got going, holy hell, did these two really put on a fantastic performance. Gunther gets bloodied up. He's going to be out for a little bit now, and CM Punk ends up getting his big-time win with the GTS and the victory. And then the show goes off the air, and we all go home. Or not, because Seth Rollins comes out and cashes in Money in the Bank. They kind of dupe everyone where, oh, he's sending a message. It's my game, mind games. And then he drops the crutches, runs down to the ring, and ends up beating CM Punk in 11 seconds to become the World Heavyweight Champion. A lot of discussion online. I will admit, I bit initially. I remember I was on radio out here in Calgary when the injury happened, and I was like, and people were saying, oh, it's a work, and it's all going to lead to this cash-in at SummerSlam. It's like, man, like, not everything's a work, and eventually you keep yelling work, you'll be right, and you nailed it on this one, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was legitimate. And so they got me on that. This was cool. It was a fantastic cash-in. It sets up everything now with Rollins and all of them perfectly. It ties in with this group very, very effectively. Some of the reaction online has caught me a bit. And this is where I feel like sometimes us in the media, and I'm not saying like a YouTube or whatever, but like I'm working in sports media here in Calgary for a while now. I feel like us in the media sometimes can get a little high horsey about certain things. And I saw this reaction to the Seth Rollins thing, and it's like, it is very clear now that WWE worked everyone, including the boys in the locker room. And I just think that sets a dangerous precedent when you're lying to your employees about all this. It's like, man, you're just pissed you got caught. You're not caught, but you're just pissed you got, I guess. Like, I feel like there are times in wrestling where, oh, that heel? No, he's got go away heat. Anytime he's on, like, I hope he loses every match. I can't stand that guy. Sounds like he's doing his job, and you're just trying to use go away heat as a way to still say, no, I'm still smarter. I just don't like watching him wrestle. That's it. I have not been into this character. I'm smarter than that. I couldn't have possibly done that. Instead of, just, yeah, I'm along for the ride, man, and it's fun. And I do think sometimes in media, it's like, well, this guy was not made available to discuss things with us after. This is a travesty. We can overreact sometimes when, now, I don't think it's awesome to use the media too often. In wrestling, I think it's fine. In sports, mileage may vary. But in wrestling, it's fine. This sort of thing, I'm not deeply offended by them duping like Mike Johnston and Sean Ross Sapp or any of those guys. And I'm not saying like they're bad reporters or anything like that, but just, and I'm not even saying Sean overreacted to anything, but I did see some reporters who were just kind of pearl clutching when really at the end of the day, you got lied to and got on this one. So I don't think it was that big of a deal, but I thought it was kind of funny. Some of the reactions coming off of that. So that is night 1 and what I thought of this show. What about night 2? We'll get to that in a second, but I think it's pretty obvious by now. This is an ever-changing world, Couch Potato Diary. So stay up to date with everything that is happening around these parts by following me on social media. I am at Primetime Klein on X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Skies.